Hey guys!
Alright folks, we're here today to check out a Patreon request from this patrono right here. Our friends in Secret Chord from Portugal, and the name of the song is Rope to Be Free. The moment I saw this song title, I wonder if they were being super intelligent and creative, and Rope to Be Free could also be seen as Hope to Be Free, like an anagram.
I kind of just think they're talking about a noose.
So do I, but maybe in that rope to be free, there's a sense of hope to be free. I rather think of them as super creative and using their brains and doing something
like
that
Portuguese philosophers over here.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of that. So anyhow, it's been a long time since we've done any Secret Chord on the channel.
It has.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
That means in every 40 seconds, a person decides to end their own life.
So that's the rope.
And there's the rope. Wow. 50% of suicides are by hanging or suffocation. 9.3 was for firearm. Those are the numbers, like, I guess in Portugal you can call, like, suicide helpline, you know. Whenever I think of a song like this, I think of NoFX. There's a song from NoFX where there's a line that says that I feel so lonesome surrounded by friends, which, like, it's such a true line. Like, I can relate to that line. How sometimes you're going through something in your personal life, and you might be meeting your friends for a drink or whatever it is, and they're talking and they're having a good time, and you feel so isolated within yourself from that moment because you're just going through your own struggles, and you're looking at them, and it's almost like you're watching a TV. Like, everything is happening in front of you.
Everything kind of goes, and you hear, like, the ring in your ear, and just, like...
And you're kind of separated.
You're kind of phasing out of it.
Yeah, and it's almost like your brain is, like, distancing itself from what's happening in front of you more and more and more. And I always go back to that song from NoFX, feeling so lonesome surrounded by friends, which is, I think it's such a deep line. And then in that same song, he says... he drinks Jack Daniels because it makes him feel warm like a cunt, and so just wanted to bring that up. I don't disagree with either one of those sentences. So
it's Southern for me. It's Southern Comfort.
Southern Comfort. Yeah. All right, fair enough. All right, so Secret Chord with "Rope to Be Free."
The last song we did from these guys was "O Pastor." It was the cover.
Was it a cover?
It was the cover.
I can't remember.
It was the last one we did.
It was such a long time ago.
The thing is, these guys, I haven't listened to them in quite a bit because I guess it's not hitting my playlist as much.
I don't think they haven't really been super consistent releasing music.
Releasing also, so it's not only.
It's not just on your plate. It's not just your fault.
Although I really like their older stuff. Like, I really like
that. But the older stuff was way more symphonic than what... there's still some symphonic elements, but they've gotten a lot more heavier with the harsh vocals and everything. Something you don't find in their first EP, for example.
Yeah, but this song, it has its darkness and it has its chugging along speed. The harsh vocals, it just... I don't know, the harsh vocals are not doing it for me. But other than that, I like the song.
I have a couple of lines of criticism, and let's see what you... And I also have some...
I'll probably agree, to be honest.
And I'll have some compliments. So I have some criticism, and I have some compliments. Starting off with the criticism?
Yeah.
Okay, so starting off with the criticism. I'm with you on the harsh vocals. Not that I don't like his delivery.
Oh, I don't like his delivery.
I don't have necessarily a problem with the delivery. I just find it because I've heard the harsh vocals before, and I liked it. But in this specific song, the mood that the song had, if you're going to use harsh vocals in this way, they should be backing vocals to whatever she's singing in the chorus.
True.
I think that's how you should have played it.
I think it's because of how the song was going, I didn't like the delivery because it felt like it was too far away from what was happening.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is his harsh vocal, his style of vocals is not what I dislike. It's not like I dislike his voice. That's not what I dislike. I dislike the harsh vocals in the context of the song.
Yeah, no, Because let me rephrase.
I'm not saying he's a bad singer and he can't do harsh vocals. That's not what I'm saying.
Let me rephrase it. I didn't like the sound of his harsh vocals because of what they were over.
But I think if you put his harsh vocals
behind her
as backing vocals behind her vocals in the chorus, or I think they would have worked. And it would have done the same thing. It would have given a little bit more heaviness, would have given a little bit more harshness, would have been perfect. Having them come in like that is so jarring for this song. It's so jarring that you're like, whoa, what is this? And I don't think you ever recuperate from it. It really jars you for the rest of the song. Like, even after he's done, you're like, what was that? Like, it just really puts... it's too much of a speed bump on this track.
Yeah.
And I think for a track like this, didn't really call for it. I don't think you really needed it. I think the song could have been delivered the way it was being delivered was perfectly fine. But if you're going to put something like this in order to create that sense of darkness, that demon from within side that pushes you to commit suicide, if you want to represent that vocally, then you do that as backing vocals, because then as backing vocal, because that demon inside that would, like, I am not speaking from personal experience obviously, but that demon inside that would push somebody to commit suicide, I don't think that demon ever comes out that way. I think it's always very subliminal in the back of your mind.
It comes out in
it comes
the
out
action.
in action, but it doesn't come out in words.
Yeah.
In words is more like this demon in the back of your mind that's nagging you,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
talking
So
at you.
if they're behind the clean vocals,
It plays that role
it
better.
plays the role better, yeah.
It plays that role better. So I think it would have been better that way. That is my biggest criticism of the song. Really, to me, that's the biggest criticism I have of the song. Now, as far as the compliment, two things I have to say. One is I really like the fact that they're moving a little bit away from the symphonic sound that was really predominant early on, and they're moving more into this. It still has some symphonic elements, but they're pushing their sound into a darker sound,
doom and gloom?
a little bit more doomy, almost draconian, but in reverse. Because here the harsh male vocals are backing vocals to the clean vocals, and in draconian most of the times is the other way around. But I really see them pushing themselves more into a draconian feel, and I think for a band like them it works really well. Plus symphonic metal, I think it was a thing back in the day, but and I'm not saying you should change your sound based on what's popular and what's not, but symphonic metal, you have to have a lot of tools in order to really make it work. Because the bar has been set really high by bands like Nightwish and Epica, the big juggernauts, right? So when you have bands like that push that envelope so far up in terms of what the expectations are, coming into that genre, unless you have the production to push it to that level, you're always going to sound like, second rate, for lack of a better word. So I honestly feel with the tools that they have, musically, vocally, I honestly feel like, because even her voice fits this mold better, this introspective dark mode better than it does symphonic, where you have to open up a little bit more.
And you have to hit certain notes.
And I'm not saying she can't hit it, but I feel like this sound is better suited for her.
Yeah.
I think you get
more comfortable.
I think you get more out of her vocally in a sound like this. The other thing that I want to say as far as a compliment is concerned is that this is a band that musically has gotten 10,000 times better than from the first video we ever did from them. If I go back to that first video we ever did from them, and we see the progression with every single other song that we checked out from them, they've gotten better and better. And perhaps the two places where they've gotten better is drumming and guitars. The guitar sound, the drum sound is phenomenal on this track, and it's been phenomenal for a while. But the guitar sound, the progression of the guitar sound, in terms of what they offer, the composition of the songs, the solos, everything has been getting gradually better and better and better and better with every single release. I honestly really enjoyed the solo section on this track. I thought it was on point, but I've noticed that their guitar sound overall, the composition overall, has gotten a lot better. It's just, I feel like they need to put more and continue to do music. And I think I know it's difficult. You have your own life, you have your own full-time jobs. This is kind of like a hobby. They would like it to be more than just a hobby, but unfortunately, sometimes it is what it is. But I can see the progression. I can see them getting better and better.
Progression is seen, but I think more consistency is needed.
Yeah, I think you have to be. We're living in a time where there's a lot of music for people to listen to. And if you're a band and you want to do music, it all depends on what you want. Do you want to be a hobbyist and release music when you can? Or do you want to take it a little bit more serious? Maybe try to make a career out of it, which I think it's super difficult, if not impossible in some cases. And I think the only way to even come close to that is consistency. Consistency of releases, consistency of making music. And if you look at a band like Gaia, for example, you could argue that they may not be the greatest musicians in the world, but they work super hard putting music videos, doing this, going on tours. You have to put that effort, you have to put that level of work and commitment into it. Otherwise, And they all have their own full-time jobs,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they still got to do that. And I think sometimes working hard is not hard enough. You got to push a little bit more. So I think from them, a little bit more consistency with their releases.
Yeah.
More consistency. And I'm not saying release an album every other year, but you can release a single every 3 months.
Exactly.
You know, whatever. At least people listen to you, and you stay.
Get your music in the algorithm.
I was just gonna use that word.
That's why they haven't been hitting my playlist, because the music's not in my algorithm.
I was just gonna use that exact words. It's all about the algorithm.
It's all about the algorithm.
All right, guys. On that note, thank you very much for the Patrono that requested this. Thank you very much for watching. We will be back tomorrow with another video.
See ya.